Speaking of no Diddy. Oops. Diddy.
School, I'ma teach myself, make my first meal on my own. I don't need y'all. All black, special way. City council me.
We gotta go back to the break.
Right
we
here
gonna
you
go
got
back to the break. We're gonna do the clap again.
I'm gonna clap all
Nipsey
night.
with Diddy.
Yeah.
And still.
Find me out different places. It's spoke by the door, it's the infiltration. Double back, just no lace.
I cracked you up.
Then telling this girl to clap. What makes that clip so special? So if y'all been following the Diddy trial, I can't 100% say it. No, I don't 100% know if this has been said in the Diddy trial, but for some reason, the rumor is swirling around that Diddy, Lauren London, participated in the Freakoffs with Diddy before and after Nip's passing. Before even dealing with Nip, Lauren London and Cassie had a great relationship. They were supposed to be good friends. So it's rumored that Lauren London was up in there in the Freakoffs. Man, me personally, I haven't seen direct court documents saying that she participated, but for some reason this rumor is popping up. Did you hear if that was directly true or not?
No, but they're trying to have her on the stand for sure.
Oh, she coming to get on the stand.
They trying to have her on the stand. I'm not sure, jury or whatever. You know, they saying they best friends, her and Cassie.
Mm-hmm. I never knew that before.
Yeah,
3 days ago, but I think that was them sitting right there.
Yeah, saying they best friends. And they saying, P Diddy, she introduced, P Diddy to Nipsey Hussle and all like that. And they was like, just given what's going on with the case, if her and Cassie are best friends, then she was for surely, how they saying, involved in one of those freak-offs, which is ordinary. If she get on the stand and, and something come out, then it'll have like a more weight to it. But right now it's just like,
If I had to guess, they just want her to corroborate Diddy beating up Cassie at some point.
And what's so cold? She didn't have nothing to say about that when that video came out. Cassie being her best friend, we all saw the video.
Yeah.
We all saw the video.
I mean, do she gotta say something?
I mean, she don't have to say anything, but that's your best friend, supposedly. Or close friends. And he dog walking her on camera. You know what else I heard? Just not even get off subject about that video though? That it can't be used in court.
What video?
The video him beating up Cassie.
In a hotel?
Yeah, in a hotel.
I'm pretty sure there's something that's violated there.
It's supposedly the international Intercontinental altered the video.
Altered.
Yep.
I mean, how you alter an ass whooping like that?
I don't know. It's altered though, and they don't have the original no more. So
okay. Yeah. That was a Diddy little haha. Because that should never. I mean, I don't want to say it never should have got out. Like you should be concealing ass whoopings like that, but who's hanging on to a video from like 5, 6, 7 years ago?
Somebody that wants some money.
Somebody that wants some money. So, but it's something about that's kind of like, I know there's a violation in rights somewhere, especially if it wasn't reported as a crime in that time. I know once police get a hold of it, like if somebody would have called and it would have became a domestic violence dispute right then and there, then yeah, for sure that video would have been out. And then the second thing is, if y'all could see all this on video, why didn't y'all call?
They definitely called. I mean, they definitely saw it, but Diddy coming and renting out whole floors. Yeah. Who else spending money like that?
Yeah.
Over Cassie.
You better not say that. That's probably what that lawsuit was about. Like y'all seen it. Y'all could have helped it. Y'all could have helped me.
Yep, here go 10, Cassie.
Yep.
Y'all could have helped me. But then it was like,
damn, she cleaned up house.
But it's like your ass coming with it. You every time we see him, we see you. As a matter of fact, y'all probably came back after that.
Human nature, like when we take out all the rah-rah and the, oh my God, do the right thing. Once you see somebody, when you see domestic disputes, people's natural thing is to kind of turn the other cheek. Because we know domestic disputes be too like up and down, especially when it comes to any race. It's not a race thing. Even when Billy Bob is beating on Sarah over here, you know Sarah gonna be back right at the trailer getting drunk with him later on that night. So it's like sometimes people tend to stay away, which is not always the right thing because sometimes dudes do take it too far and end up killing a girl or seriously hurting her, and vice versa. Sometimes the women end up killing the man and seriously hurting them. So you shouldn't, but I think it's kind of like normal nature. I don't want to say human nature, but people like to stay away from that type of stuff, especially if it's Diddy. It's like, and Cassie, come on now, we done seen you here 1,000 times. Having great fun, coming outside drunk, asking for like more room service bottles.
Is that right? Does it make it right though?
It don't make nothing right, but you just said the reason why they didn't call when they first seen the video.
Yeah, but I'm just saying you just, broke it down the way you just broke it down.
I'm saying why it probably wasn't called that at that moment in time. I said it wasn't right. I prefixed that whole statement saying it's not right. But sometimes people like to stay out of domestic disputes.
Yeah,
you see somebody whooping ass like that.
It was over money. Yeah, it wasn't because it was just over money. Shit. He buying out whole floors and stuff like that. Yeah. So give me your thought on this Laura London thing. You think she was involved?
Okay, so now this is where it's getting crazy. They starting to do the spinoffs. Diddy had Nip killed. What would he benefit from having Nipsey Hussle killed? Well, you seen what happened to Nipsey Hussle. Broad daylight, in our face, right on camera. Ooh, there's no debating what happened to Nipsey Hussle. The most conspiracy theory thing that I would agree with Nipsey Hussle, if y'all want to get conspiracy, or that I would entertain, not agree with, is Big U sending him over there to go do that. That's the most conspiracy. I don't even think he did that, but that's the only thing I would kind of entertain if they gave me the right type of evidence. You know what I'm saying? Him just recording, you said Diddy was executive producer of Victory Lap. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that explains why they was together. I keep forgetting Diddy was living in Los Angeles for most of this. Every time I see Diddy, I think about New York. I'm thinking he way over there. So I'm like, why would he even be around Diddy? But I keep forgetting the main shebang was right here in L.A., so it makes all the sense in the world. Why Cassie and Lauren London was hanging out, how he got introduced to Nipsey. I don't know, man. That's a doozy right there. Was she participating in Freakoffs? I can't say that until we get more solid evidence. The best friend of somebody who's doing all this, and if you over there and she doing all this, what are you doing while all this goes on? You know what I'm saying? The friends always be the main ones dragging the female into the BS. The female wants to do the BS. Don't ever blame the friend 100% because the friend can't really make you do nothing. But the friend will put you in bad situations. The friend will get you into these rooms. You know what I'm saying? Some of these ladies get shady. They get you drunk, get you high, and be like, "Hey man, we just partying. We're having a good time. Come on, girl. Yeah, Caboose, he gonna be there on your trip. Like, come on, let's have a good time." But it's on your girl to be like, "Nah, I ain't with that." But if it's already going on, if Lauren London was you can see it. Well,
no, I saw it was
yeah. Lauren London was already in Hollywood before. I think you said, or somebody said it was rumors with her and Tip and Tiny. And I like Lauren London. I don't want to put a bad jacket on her. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to just get out here and hear one thing and just be like, oh, she's terrible. Because she seemed like she held Nipsey down well. All that, like, oh, yeah, I didn't have sex after he died. I don't really believe that.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, I can't. I don't go that. I'm not that naive.
Why do you think Nipsey never married her?
I've just seen that. Because that's not necessarily the first thing in the hood, brothers. Bag of arsenal is the marriage thing. It's not always the first thing.
5 years?
They had a baby.
5 years and a baby? No marriage? And she was holding him down and posing.
I say babies be hood marriages. I don't know. It might got complicated. It might have been something that Nipsey didn't want to do. It might have been something she might not even want to do. Who knows? Maybe she feel like, I got a lot going on. You on the come up, but you ain't all the way there. Because Nipsey didn't get to the plateau Nipsey's at till after he died. We just got to be honest about that. You know what I'm saying? There's the ones that messed with Nipsey before, listened to his music, but he didn't. He got to the Grammys and lost, which was a good stand. And that the Victory Lap he was on the way up. I ain't gonna take that, but that him dying just sent him over the top. So was he pulling in the records back then? like on a high level, who knows? She probably like, I'm making a lot of money. We don't necessarily need to get married. We got a baby. So I don't know. What was your question? I think I kind of danced around it. Why?
What do you think Lauren London's involvement in all this is?
She was around Cassie, and she witnessed some of the things that Diddy and Cassie used to do.
She witnessed or she was involved?
Involved. I mean, what's involved? Involved. I think she was around and saw it. Involved. Like, is she participating in freak-offs? Is that what you're asking? Not that we know of yet. All we see.
I'm asking you what you think of him.
Yeah, not that. Yeah, I'm asking. Not that we know of. All we see in these freak-offs so far is the 15 male prostitutes, Cassie and Diddy.
Yeah,
That's all we. That's the only things that have been introduced as freak-offs. A lot of names be getting thrown around, but when it comes to the actual freaky deaky, that's the only thing that I had to go off so far. So, did she maybe do it to Diddy beforehand? It's a possibility. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not even in that big freaky ritual stuff. Maybe he was just hitting it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he got some of that early when she was fresh off ATL. Like, oh yeah, come here. It's time for some Diddy action. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. She definitely like to hang around freaks. You know, don't forget about the Tiny and T.I. situation where they had to cash people out and they got caught with, you know, the 750 pills and all like that. You know, and supposedly was running a prostitution ring or whatever they had went through. They did a good job of sweeping it under the rug. They did a damn good job. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, man. The elephant in the room and how everything correlates, you know, just together. You feel me? So, that's, you know, so I'm pretty sure by now, if you aren't hip, you know, you probably heard about the supposedly video of Nipsey Hussle being a freaky man on camera, not with Lauren London, but with his previous wife, you know, or
Baby mama.
His previous baby mama, you know, the whole, you know, bringing other guys, you know, to watch her do what she do and all like that, and getting involved in there, and her giving fellatio, and then him taking her head off the woo-wop and tonguing her down, and then putting her back into the fellatio position. You know, with another man. So allegedly this is on camera, you know, and allegedly people, you know, higher ups have seen this video. Now, do you think a video like that probably got around and Diddy seen it and was like, oh, I need to get him involved in this, you know, with you, you know, I'm already messing with Lauren, you know, y'all been kind of interacting, you feel me? Lauren, go get that done, get him involved, you feel me? You think that's a possibility?
If the sole source of that video wasn't Whack 100, maybe so.
But Vlad TV's in it.
If the sole source wasn't Whack 100 and somebody else can confirm it, Vlad said he seen it still or something, whatever. If the sole source wasn't Whack 100, I would.
You act like Whack is a liar.
He's not a liar. He tells the truth about a lot, but he lies about a lot too.
About what?
Lies about a lot.
About what?
About a lot.
What?
I'm not.
What? You the same person that sat up here and said Gene Deal and Jaguar Wright was lying, but now everything has come out in court.
What did I say that was lying about? She was lying. Jay-Z ain't in jail.
I'm talking about P. Diddy. Everything she said about Diddy.
I never said Gene Deal was lying. I said Gene Deal ain't no real stand-up dude.
What about Jaguar Wright? You said she was a liar.
She wasn't around long enough to see some shit.
But everything she said that was going on.
Wasn't she mostly talking about Jay-Z?
No, bro.
I swear that was her.
Talking about Diddy and Jay-Z, which I know she's. I mean,
she heard a lot of stuff. She heard a lot of stuff for sure. She definitely heard a lot of stuff.
So yeah, supposedly it's this video going around and all like that, and you know, yeah, it's supposedly this video going around. If Nipsey Hussle doing some weird stuff.
Yeah. Do I believe it? No.
I mean, you're a Nipsey fan. You don't want to believe it.
I am a Nipsey fan, but it just gotta be from somebody else besides Whack. Hey, 50, we live on the podcast, man. Say what's up.
Hey,
we live on the podcast, man. Say what's up.
Yeah, what's up with it, man? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, man, you know what it is, man. I'm public school, you know what I'm saying? Young five, you know what I'm saying?
Young five, wow. What's up, baby? Hold on, let me pause it. Hold on. I'll pause it real quick.
Go ahead.
Yeah, man. I had to take a call from the loved ones locked behind them gates, man. You know what I'm saying? It's real, that bigger business.
Yeah, but don't
You know,
stop.
it never stops, man. You know, we real characters from a real place, man. But
We ain't just doing this for us, baby.
yeah, we doing it for the whole mob. You know what I'm saying?
Straight up.
Yeah, but the last thing you asked me was Laura London participating in the Freaky Dickies with Diddy Itty. And
I had brought up them tapes, but then I had lost my train of thought even before the phone call because it was like, but
you saying something about Tip and Tiny that.
Yeah, something about T.I. and Tiny.
I was talking about Nipsey Hussle.
I was talking about Nipsey Hussle.
I said I don't believe because Whack 100.
I mean, I ain't gonna believe it till I see it. But I'm just saying, you know, Vlad is a credible source for me. You know, cause I definitely watch it.
I know Vlad like a money grab culture versus thing too.
Yeah, I can see the fact that it ain't dropped. I can see that. You know, like
Vlad can't wait to do some stuff like that.
I don't know. I feel like whoever dropped it gonna have serious consequences, repercussions. I don't feel like the neighborhood gonna go for that.
Yeah, you're gonna die about it if you want to do that.
Yeah, I you know, maybe so. I don't know. Whack get a lot of passes out there, but then you know, that video. Well, it first came. It wasn't even supposed to come out, you know. But remember when Whack was dealing with Hassan Campbell?
Yeah, he was talking to him.
Yeah, and then he recorded the phone conversation, and you just hear Whack on there saying all that weird shit, and he's just like, "Yeah, neighborhood, blood," you know, whatever he said. You feel me?
Bro.
No, he definitely didn't say that. He said he I think he's trying to be funny. He said all that weird shit about Nip, and he's like, yeah. And then he, you know, kept saying on that. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I hopefully we'll get to see, you know, what's going on with Laura London because they said her name like 5,000 times. So if she's gonna get caught, you know, brought to the stand and you know get questioned or whatever like that. Yes, people don't really like to talk about this, or you know, even after hearing Lauren London's name so many times brought up in court, people still turn a blind cheek to it, or you know, a blind eye to it because it's Lauren London, and she does somewhat, you know, seem like the perfect like woman,
the wholesome type, yeah.
the wholesome type, you know, and I give her credit after Nip passed away, the celibate, I don't believe it, but you know, she don't take them revealing pictures on her social medias or nothing like that.
Ain't nothing hit the forefront. Ain't even nobody she was dealing with came out.
Yeah.
So you gotta respect it.
I might respect it. I mean, you know, I'm pretty sure Nip ain't tripping. You know, it was like, you know, do what you do. You know, but I will give her that. She just has this clean image, and you know, but what's done in the dark, you know, will always come to the light if there's even anything in the dark. And it would be very unfortunate, you know, if she was somewhat, you know, involved in this and it was like a weird little twist to it, because then it'd be like, damn, Diddy, you just a devil. You just, you know, you turning clean, wholesome people into, you know.
That clip was a little crazy too. Hey, Lauren, he clapping. Yeah. That's, you know, when it's you know, when certain characters, if somebody bring you around that already blazed your girl, and he's of some type of status, and he just think it's funny, he gonna.
I think Nip knew that. Nip was super. One day I listened to his music like that, but he was super intelligent and aware, and I think he knew that, and that's probably why they didn't get married at that point in time. Not saying they never would have got married, but you know, just you know,
yeah, he probably wasn't tripping on it.
And you know, this industry speak.
Yeah, he probably wasn't tripping. Mm-hmm. He probably was like, all right, that's cool. You know, you did what you did. She probably came to him and probably broke it down to him, like, you know, this how this go. I do know Diddy though. I can't get your track. You know what I'm saying? I can't get you up there. You know what I'm saying? He was like, yeah, we did whatever we did. He's probably like, all right, bet. Let's.
I mean, everybody named Mama wanted to be around Nip at the time anyway.
Yeah, so I was like, all right, bet. Give me. I mean, the Diddy executive producer. That CD was produced very well.
Of course.
When I think about
you hear the Diddy.
Yeah, when you hear I'm talking about the background, like, you know, I listen. You know, I used to do the engineering. I listen to like the way the sounds is separated to where you can hear, like, it sound like the violin playing in the room.
It's like you got a whole band.
Wow, somebody, while you rapping over there, you feel like you in a room, like it was produced well. Yeah. Certain shit you can tell niggas just got the one track and they put their voice over it and then they go. That it sound like he really produced that. So
no, anytime Diddy get on something, it's gonna sound like a late night
Yeah.
Riding through New York with the windows down and the stars shining. It's gonna sound like that.
Exactly.
I know you understand, but that makes sense to the chat.
Yeah.
You know, it's gonna sound like that. Same thing with Jay-Z. You know, you know they gonna put they
they're
gonna put their stamp on it.
That mastering and that engineer, they went all out. So I mean, for a Diddy feature, you ain't tripping. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna use you for what you good for. It's not even using. It's like, you know, it is what it is. If you're on a higher level of understanding or whatever, and it's not going on right then and there, or even if it is going on right then and there, y'all understand, like, hey, you know, I mess with you. We on some Hollywood stuff. It worked. You know, we cool. We both kind of equally yoked when it comes to the fame, but that might be why I ain't gonna marry you, but I mess with you. You know what I'm saying? We could do what it do. You know, you can help me get to where I gotta go. Maybe it was that type of agreement or whatever.
Yeah. You never know, man. Hopefully in the next coming days or next, week or two, we'll find out some more about Lauren London. And if not, I'll be happy with that, don't nobody that's not involved need to be tied into what's going on with Diddy and Cassie and all like that and getting their name tarnished and shit like that.
One thing we got to say, bro, with this whole case, and that's what I've been saying from the beginning. There was the initial story, boom, the things that are concrete evidence, him whipping Cassie, the freak-offs between him, Cassie, and a male prostitute, Kid Cudi car blowing up. That original story where we got them pieces, that's really what's going on in the courtroom. There was a whole bunch of other, like, lace champagne and drugs, little ride, this, that. And it was a whole bunch of other stuff that happened that overshadowed the original meat and potatoes. And it come to find out most of that stuff wasn't true, right? Or at least it didn't hold up in the court of law.
Or it ain't came up yet.
Yeah, or that. So, but the original meat and potatoes is kind of what's been coming up so far. That's kind of been the issue. So every time a name gets brung up, it's like a reach over here, over there. I think it might just really be the meat and potatoes. He was just an angry, crazy, cokehead boyfriend with a cokehead girlfriend that he eventually started beating and taking advantage of, if you want to call it that, and buying hella drugs in the meantime and flying prostitutes out to have sex with his wife or his girlfriend. Maybe it's just that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's not this miraculous Illuminati chain of events that involve everybody from top to bottom. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's just him being a freaky old boy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe it's just that. Besides the piece about shit.
You don't even believe that shit.
Besides that piece about shit.
You don't even believe the shit that you just said.
I believe there's freaky. I believe it's a Hollywood party going on.
And that's why they don't forget they just called it. Was that girl named Dawn from Danny D. Kane? She was just on the stand not too long ago, like a day and a half ago.
Yeah, but she was talking about like
I didn't even tune in.
Yeah, because I don't care about them type people. I was in the band. Anybody who didn't make it. You know what I'm saying?
She was in Danny D. Kane.
That shit sucked.
Yeah, but they still, made it. Probably didn't get paid, but still made it. I was surprised Kid Cudi came and got down like that.
I was too.
I'm not surprised that he told. I never looked at him as no street dude, but I'm just saying like.
Yeah, but I don't think I'd be bothered with it, right?
Yeah, you actually came through. He probably wanted that money from that car. It's like, nah, Diddy, you can't just be doing me like this, man.
I mean, when the feds come knocking and they want your testimony, I don't know what they pull up on you though.
But don't bring nobody up in here that didn't file no police report against me though.
Yeah, because that was like it wasn't a thing until they got to tripping on it. It wasn't even no thing until all this came out, and it sounded like Cassie the one who probably brought that up in the first place.
I think Cassie is a star, everything, and if they got kind of like a lead on it, and then she can confirm it, then I think they go after it.
They basically turned her lawsuit into a case.
And how can they even do that when he paid?
That's what I'm saying. You turned my.
I thought him paying her was to shut up. Like, how did they just come the next day?
The thing is, they got a hold of that lawsuit and named in that lawsuit the shit that they was breaking down. They're like, that's a crime, that's a crime, and that's a crime. It's mostly so. Then at that point, the feds can do whatever they want. It could have been for her to be like, I'm not cooperating, but then. I don't know how that works. I don't know if you got some type of crime, like do I have to cooperate or do I go to jail for not cooperating? I know that's a thing too, right? But I think the thing that made it federal is the trafficking part. And this is probably what they're going to try to get you on. When you bring drugs from one state to another, I'm assuming whether you're using it or selling, it's considered trafficking because you trafficked. I bought some weed in California. I took it to Texas. Even though I bought it to smoke, it's still trafficking.
What happened to the white boy though? That was a drug mule. What happened to him? He got busted early on. And was
He probably gonna get.
You know what I'm talking about?
See, now if he get on the stand, that's just gonna fuck Diddy up.
Yeah.
Because if he be like, yeah, I used to buy kilos of cocaine. I used to fly in a private jet and come from here to there.
Yep.
Yeah, that's gonna fuck Diddy up. Because that's gonna prove the drug trafficking. The sex trafficking is. I think the sex trafficking is these prostitutes saying, I lived in Delaware. They used to call me to New York to come perform a couple times. Even though I was fully willing consent.
But it should be sex trafficking for gain, man. It's like, we putting sex trafficking on the Johns now, too. Like, God damn.
That's the whole thing.
Like, God damn.
I ain't no pussy.
Like,
I can understand if you buying kid pussy, right? Kids. Excuse me.
God.
Crazy.
Whoa!
Fucking crazy.
Whoa!
I understand.
Whoa!
If you soliciting people under the age of 18 for sex and having them come. God damn, it still sounds so bad. It's ringing in my ear.
The echo is bad.
God damn. Go ahead. But I can understand if you. I hope they don't clip that. Whatever AI software, don't clip that. I'm not gonna drop it if they do. But I understand if you're bringing minors across state line for the purpose of having sex, whether you paying them or not. I get that, right? You can be like, all right, you brought her all the way from California, this little 15-year-old girl from California to New York to have sex. I get that. But if this is a grown prostitute or somebody who puts an ad up online, and I call them like, yo, what's up, man? You trying to come out here and make some money? They're like, yeah, and they willing to bring their ass out there. Nobody gets raped. Nobody gets like held against their will. I paid them. They go home. That shouldn't be. You could call it a crime, soliciting prostitution or whatever they call that, tricking. But sex trafficking is wild for the buyer, because when the judge or the police officer man gets caught tricking with little Sally Sue in the Motel 6 or the extended stay, they're not gonna hit them with no sex trafficking. No, they're gonna hit them with tricking. You might not even get hit with that. You might just lose your job, but it's the same thing. No, like it's tricking.
Yeah, it's long distance tricking. Like even though like flying across state lines. You know, flying across state lines, like, you know, come on now, like
we grown, bro. Everybody don't live in the same state.
You feel me? Like, come on now. It's just, you don't know, it's crazy. The trafficking is crazy.
Imagine getting life for tricking.
Trafficking it held more weight when it was like, all right, you know, saying that I'm her guy, I'm her folks, you know, and I sent her on a mission, you know, and you already think everything is by force anyway. Well, most of the time it's not. You feel me? But you know. That can be like trafficking.
Yeah, I get that.
But me, like, you fool, a couple $, bop. All right, let me know when you touch down. That's trafficking? Like, I don't know, man. You know, it's just a lot of shit that they will twist and turn when they want to get you. Man. There's
a lot of shit that they do. Like, this semantics game that we see America plays, like, y'all have no problem ordering prostitutes, calling some girl you just met at some older white gentleman calling some girl that he met at a gym when he was out of stand and tell him to come fly to his penthouse, his summer house over here. Of course he breaking her off, but it's like what America needs to realize is we gotta draw the line against what's considered like these heinous crimes. Because technically what they charging Diddy with is if you meet a girl on Instagram.
It's not ever going to be like that, though, brother, because he's a black man. You see, ain't nobody still talking about the Abercrombie and Fish dude.
Exactly.
And he was way in England selling.
Fine, that's across international.
Yeah, and he was selling Badissi. He was trading. Like go out there and y'all can have my little fun boys for a week. You feel me? We ain't heard about Diddy sending nobody across their line to go make money. And remember, and it's a black man.
He's paying everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I should have the right to pay whoever I want to pay if I got money.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't heard about nothing about him sending somebody to go make some money.
That's what I'm saying.
You feel me?
If anything, he was paying people to have a good time.
And they said that about him too. They said he was,
I don't know. You just gotta, I know America because I just heard the dude on Law and Crime say, yeah, he seems guilty. Most people think he's guilty due to these polls, but there are some Diddy supporters out there. And it's like, what is he guilty of, though? That's all obviously he did something wrong, but what is he actually guilty of?
It's probably that liquid meth.
Yeah, liquid meth is crazy.
Yeah, liquid meth is crazy.